Next, Steve, welcome back to the Vert.run podcast, running along.
Ciao, Fran. Happy to be here. Always happy to catch up with you.
Yeah, it's been a while. Been
It's
traveling a lot recently. I
that's
mean,
that.
yesterday I was just in the Pyrenees, running on the long trail World Championship course, which was amazing, and we can talk about it later. Now, like all the way across Europe in the Alps. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
telling
yeah, yeah.
you off the record, we're like Gloria and I, my girlfriend, we're just moving into this new apartment in Cavenna. So we're very excited, and you're kind of like the first person to enter this house. So
That's
even if
crazy, man. Yeah,
virtually, but what a privilege.
yeah, yeah. We were riffing a little bit before we start recording because I've been in the area like almost 10 years ago. So yeah, we were talking about those little Italian valleys, right up in the Alps. So happy
Yeah.
for you, man. Very happy.
Thanks. Yeah, we're excited, and I think for me, it's a very convenient training location. Close to altitude and the big
Yeah,
mountains, and
it's also
some
very
very
beautiful.
iconic races
Yeah,
happen around here, like Trofeo Kima and many like trail and sky races. So
yeah.
I'm excited, and I
Can't
think
wait
as
to
well.
visit you now. It's not like
I
Como
know,
was a bad location, but now this one is even better, I think.
I know. Yeah, we just moved basically to the other side of the lake, like the north
Yeah,
side, and we used to live on the south side.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
how,
think
how's life in Chile?
it's good. It's good. Like we're in the middle of winter, even
Yeah.
though today is very sunny, so it doesn't really feel like winter, but it's been cold. It's been good. I mean, I'm all in for the season changes, so I can't really complain. I was also spending some time in Boulder with Moy a few weeks ago. So we did get some sun there before getting back to our normal winter state. So yeah, no, all good. Working really hard as usual, with a bunch of stuff happening at Vert. So we have been, I guess, extra busy on this front.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, seeing you moving around a lot too. And actually, we do have to say we did record a podcast like a month ago, but it got lost in the internet. You remember?
I know. Yeah.
And
I mean, we,
it,
we just moved to this new recording platform that is called Riverside. We used to work with Zoom, and I was not very familiar with it. So I joined the session as the producer, and I didn't know that my voice was not going to be recorded unless
yeah.
I joined as a host. So now I made sure that I joined as a host, and I'm recording this episode, which hopefully will go
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully everything
online.
goes well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember, yeah,
It
that
also
was like a
happened with
month.
Emily Hallgood,
Yeah,
unfortunately, after Canyons, which was a huge bummer, but
yeah.
it
We
happens.
need to redo that. It's funny because like on that one, which was like a month ago, we briefly touched on, of course, your win at Canyons, which maybe you haven't really talked about in the pod yet, even though that was like years ago in trail time. Then we all like that was like 2 weeks before Western States, so we also kind of riff a
Yeah.
little bit on that one. But now, yeah, now like we're mid July, Western State is gone, Lavaredo is also gone. So congrats on that one. So yeah, it feels like things are always moving so quickly that what we used to be talking a month ago now feels like old news.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, I'm glad that I was able to record a conversation about Western State with Katie Ashmuth. Um,
Yeah,
she's been twice or three times maybe in the top 10 of Western State. So I think
yeah,
that was a cool episode. And then I think we all followed Western States and saw how it went. It was definitely a really cool race. I think there were definitely some surprises, and I mean it's a race that is probably unlike any other,
yeah,
both because it's very competitive and the course is it's very challenging with the heat and those conditions. So I like in the like among my favorites, I was of course putting Killian. He ended up getting third place, running 14:19, which is crazy if you think about it. But it was only, I mean, I don't want to say only, but it was only good for third place. But it was still like a 90-minute improvement on his time that he recorded when he actually won Western States 15 years
Yeah.
ago. So that's
Uh,
pretty incredible. And then the story of Abby Hall, I think very, very cool and very, very inspiring, from a big period of injury, breaking her leg and having surgery, and then trying
yeah.
to rebuild both physically and mentally,
Yeah.
and
And getting
getting,
her entry to life.
not even
Yeah.
getting a golden ticket. Like
Yeah.
she actually tried both at Black Canyon and Chianti to get a golden ticket, which she didn't manage to, and then
Yeah.
she got her entry when MK Sullivan
Did a
gave up her
deferral,
golden
right?
ticket,
Yeah.
like her spot for pregnancy, basically. So
Yeah.
what a story! I mean, that was
Yeah,
really cool.
I think there's like a whole life lesson in there, it's like try, fail, and then like, I guess when you least expected, boom, you just win Western States.
But she looks so confident. Like, I mean, she was leading from gun to finish, and
Yeah.
what a masterpiece.
I think if we, I guess I would like to touch a little bit on that one because I know been following her she's been running for a long time. And like I heard
Yeah.
or read somewhere that, kind of people didn't see it coming. But then it's one of those things that, she was always there. She's been running, getting top 10, top 5 for like years now. So I guess people, maybe get surprised when like someone get the big win. But then, you see someone like Abby or like, other runners that, maybe they haven't won like a big one, but they have been at it for years now. So it's just like they have to have this one magic day when things click, and that happens. Like you get a big win. So for me, it's not like a surprise because, again, I know that she's been at it for a long time. She's been training consistently forever, despite having all of these crazy injuries and stuff. So I guess that the ultimate lesson is like it takes time, right? And it
It
takes,
does.
just being patient, and sometimes you think you're gonna achieve something in 2 years, but then it takes double, it takes 5 years, and then maybe it doesn't even take five, it takes 10 years. But like if you just continue at it, like eventually, you may get it.
Yeah, you may, but also you may not. I wonder, like, how many athletes, are at that level, but
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
actually, like, the circumstances don't quite align to,
yeah,
get the big win or like get the recognition that you deserve. And it's funny, like, it's a tough sport, and being a professional athlete is hard.
yeah.
It's, you wait, or like you like put in the work and do everything you can possibly do for years, and sometimes you think you're not rewarded as much as you put in.
You
But
should, yeah.
I think we should also like find our reason to run and to race and to keep striving in other things that are not just race results or like external validation and recognition. But I mean, we do it because we enjoy it, and
Yeah,
it's our passion. That's the main driver, at least for me, and I guess also for many people.
yeah,
So yeah, it's fun to chase those big goals. Of course, they are a big motivation of why we do what we do. But um, yeah, just wanted to say, and I think this applies to any runner at any level.
yeah.
Just like, it's not because you're not getting the results that you want, or that you think you deserve, that your worth as a person is less. Like,
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
it's a matter of identity too, and it's something that myself I have struggled with sometimes. But there is so much freedom in, like, detaching your, like, self-worth to your result, like to your athletic results, your performances, your time, and just do it because you love,
Yeah,
and yeah, not seek like external validation,
yeah.
and like
um
release all this pressure, basically. So I
yeah,
think
I
that's
can
what
even
Abby
imagine.
experienced. But then, of course, I'm super happy that she was rewarded by such a big win. But I'm also sure that
Yeah.
this huge win is not going to change her life dramatically. Like she's going to be the same person that she was, because I've always seen her as a very thoughtful and
Down to earth. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
balanced person. So
Yeah. I
that's also
100%
important.
agree. Yeah. And yeah, I guess it's funny because like if I see it on the men's sides with Western states. Like I guess like you could potentially say, you know, Caleb, who had an amazing debut last year, and like now second
Yeah,
year he just like won it. You know, it
yeah,
feels like oh it's such an easy path. You know, first time last year debuting with an amazing time, and then now being only 2 minutes outside of the record on his second attempt. Yeah, and I guess that tells you, you know, like how different things can be, right? It can take 10 years for some people or more, or sometimes you never get it right. But then I guess you see Caleb, you know, just like crashing it on the second year, and it's like, what? Like, how did this happen? You know, especially with such a deep field of people who had experience, you know, being at the top level for kind of not many years, but at least, you know, 4 or 5 plus years. So yeah, it feels like a very different approach in a way to just what we see on the female side. Yeah.
that's true. Also, regarding, like, we were talking about canyons and then Western State, and now we're all all eyes on Hard Rock for this weekend.
Yeah.
Like
It's already
how
happening
quick?
actually. I was
Yeah, exactly.
taking a
Like it
look this
started
morning.
like an hour ago.
Yeah.
um, like how quickly these race results, like how like we forget them so quickly, even if
Yeah.
we like Western State happened just a couple of weeks ago, basically.
Yeah.
And like as an athlete, sometimes I feel the pressure to always be there, like on everybody's mind, like at the top of the game. And like, yeah, I won the Canyons 100K maybe 2.5 months ago, and it feels like ages, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's almost like people forget about it, but it's actually like quite recent. So I
I
think
get.
that sometimes this puts
Yeah.
pressure on the athletes to raise more,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
in
To
it's what we
perform.
do, but
Yeah.
also we should be
To be like
content.
top of mind of people. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
I don't
weird.
know. I I guess yeah, I understand where that potential pressure could come from. But I guess if you follow the sport, and not even saying like you're a die-hard fan of it, just like follow the sport, I think people know, right? Like basically, for example, this year you have been unbeatable, you have win everything. I would feel more pressure out of that because basically, you know, you cannot win a race. But you know, it's like even if you don't race of whatever is left of the year, I think you can. I mean, I would be still having you top of mind of one of the best racers this year, just because of what you have done, and not only this year, but like in previous seasons. So I guess yeah, maybe I am a little bit biased because I know you and I follow the sport very closely, which of course not everybody does. But I think yeah, maybe like if you won one race and that's basically everything that you have in your CV. I think unless you can tell the story very thoughtful, it's like it's kind of quote unquote easy to remember for people. But then if you have been consistent, you know, yeah, having a few wins, but maybe also having a few struggles, having a few, you know, tough races, I think people remember, right? I guess that's my take, right? So basically, what I'm saying is like you should release a little bit of pressure in terms of like overdo the racing because
Yeah,
normally if you do, you know, even just one and but that's like a good one and you tell the story in a way that people relates to it, I think that should be enough, right? Like this is also not like track and field that you can like do
mm,
50 races in a year. You basically have a few opportunities, you know, on a year to really go deep and run hard. So yeah, I think it's like way too easy to overdo if you have that constant pressure of like, you know, I have to race every month in the summer because if not, I won't have, you know, the content. the content for people to remember, I think. But yeah, but it's tough though. But the thing is like that's only in your mind, right? As a pro athlete,
Yeah,
like people,
I mean, it's also
yeah,
in the media because like the media talk about you as long as you keep winning and perform, but if you like they are very quick at like moving on to the next thing and the next race and
yeah,
the
yeah,
next athlete. So I guess it's a very common experience for elite athletes. Maybe not everybody can relate, but just something I wanted to share. And I think this actually puts more pressure on me than to actually like continue the streak because this year
yeah,
I'm at 4 wins in a
yeah,
row.
yeah.
So that's pretty good. I mean, all like international races, Transgran
I mean,
Canaria, Yanti,
that's
Canyons, and
incredible.
Labredo.
Not just good.
But it's so my next race is Sierre, and
Yeah,
like realistically,
that's a
I'm
tough
not
one
gonna
to
win
crack.
this
Yeah,
race.
I mean, never say
So
never, but it's
yeah,
definitely the
I'm
hardest.
not.
It's
I'm
definitely
not
the hardest of the whole calendar to get a win. Yeah,
for sure. I'm not ruling myself out, but um, realistically, I'm not going to win, and just one person is going to win. So um,
yeah,
that's totally fine for me, and I also know how I am going to approach this race. Like with maybe my focus is more like on CCC and the World Champs
yeah,
instead of Sierre, but I still want to be there, and I don't think not being on the podium or maybe not even being in the top 10 means that um, it's a bad race. It's a bad result.
yeah.
Like it doesn't
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
guess
define
that's
my quality as an athlete.
I totally understand that, and I think maybe that's the part that it's hard to it's hard for people to understand like why, for example, if you have won all of these races this year, including, for example, Canyon, which was extremely competitive, and like, so on and so on, like, why would you not be able to run Sierra Sinal? But then if you know enough, you know that that's like a completely different, almost type of running, right? So
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
it's like
it,
performing in the marathon and then in the 1500 meters. So it's like
yeah, yeah,
literally another event. And I think like with 50Ks and 100Ks, I've found my event, like my niche, in a
yeah,
way. Um, Maybe I'm just better as an athlete on a 6 to 8 hour effort. I don't know, but yeah, it's Serginal is also like one step beyond in terms of how competitive it is. I
yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
so.
That's why maybe that's my point being like maybe like it's hard for people to really understand like how hard it is to get even a top 10 there. Like never,
Yeah,
yeah, a top five, top three is just like mind blowing. So because like even like the media, just like hypes, I guess some events more than others. But like runners know though. Like
for
it's
sure.
also, I mean, I don't know if it is good to compare, right? Because everything is different. Like, and yeah, it's you shouldn't be comparing, Canyons 100K with Sierra Sinal or whatever else like on that kind of frame of distance. But then yeah, people do it, right? And yeah, I think as long as you're just like doing it for the right reasons, and I know that you do Sierra Sinal because you love that race. I think like ultimately the result really don't matter, right? At least that's how I see it. I don't know if everybody sees it like that, but I even like kind of appreciate that you could easily skip Sierra to keep the streak, for
Exactly,
example,
exactly.
but
That's my
but
point. Like,
I really appreciate you going there and putting yourself in the position of like probably not winning,
yeah,
meaning that the streak is gonna get broken, and then but you did it because you love it, and you have fun, and if you can run
but
hard
like
and
personally, I have like nothing to lose. Like
yeah,
my sense of worth and my identity is not gonna be hurt by the fact that
yeah,
I'm not gonna win series and all. Like it's maybe my public appearance, but I honestly don't care if
yeah,
I
yeah,
keep
yeah, yeah,
the streak or not. Like to me, what was important is that,
yeah,
like, to me, what was important is that, like, I, I honestly don't care if I keep the streak or not. Like to me,
yeah,
what was important is that, I do what I want to do, and I want to race Arsenal, and I want to try my best and maybe get 15th place, and that's amazing if
Yeah,
I gave everything.
yeah,
It's I see like a little bit of a danger here with like maybe athletes, cherry picking races so that they know they can win, so they can easily market those wins and make it look like they're maybe better than what they actually are. And it's easy to avoid like the most competitive races sometimes, like
yeah,
Serginal or Worlds or
yeah,
Zagama,
yeah.
other events, and just go like where the level is a little less, and you can be pretty sure that no matter what, you're gonna get a podium.
I think looking at that as a kind of outsider, meaning I'm not from the US and I'm not the European. I think I can see the difference in like I don't know. Of course, I'm not this doesn't apply to every runner, right? Every pro runner, but I feel like in the States normally you kind of pick a distance and you get really good at it. And like let's say if you focus on like 100K, you may do a 50K as a prep and that's it. But like Europeans, they do VKs all the time. They do like Sierra Sinala, which is like 30K plus, and like they don't really care. Like you can do UTMB, the 170, and then you can also raise a 20K, and that's just like part of how you guys see it there because it's not so much about maybe getting the result, but also because you enjoy like a specific course, the specific history or the legacy of a race. So I guess you do have more races though
Yeah,
that have that legacy though. So I guess
yeah,
that would be also easier for me to just like buy into the idea of like doing this legendary race, not because I want to win, but because I just want to
hmm,
experience it. And
yeah,
and the estates you do have races like that, but they're very hard to get in, like Western State, like Hard Rock. So you can't just like show up and do it.
yeah, yeah. Luckily, there are some shorter races like that are maybe easier to get in or to run. And thinking about Broken Arrow or
Yeah.
other classics, for example. So there is still opportunities in the US, I think. But I think the overarching theme here is like we should not protect our ego because
Yeah.
honestly, who cares? Um,
Yeah.
but like contribute, like just do what we want to do and
Yeah, yeah. To
push
be
the
honest,
sport forward. And
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I think I blame Killian on this one because he's so good at everything that people get used to seeing someone winning 100 miles and also someone winning, Sierra Sinal. But the
yeah,
reality is just like that is not, your typical pro trail runner. So yeah, people need to get used to seeing people win, but also just get dusted, I think, at a shorter thing. Or it can both work ways, right? You can be, sub ultra
totally.
guy and then try a 50K and then also got 20 or whatever. So that's just part of the sport.
Yeah. I also wanted to touch briefly on Lavaredo,
Yes, congrats again. I think I
because
told you at the beginning, but
thanks,
congrats on the win.
thanks. I think from the outside it looked relatively easy, but honestly, like until maybe like 3 quarters into the race, I thought I was not gonna win because Luca Del Piero was so strong, and I was I was feeling good, but I was really having a hard time following him, especially like from kilometer 25 to 32. For those who've run Lavaredo, is like from Colgallina to Passo Giao. It's a fairly technical section and fairly hard. And we were running hard. We were like under course record pace, and it was getting warm, and I was feeling pretty uncomfortable. And I was thinking like, okay, like in 5 steps, it's gonna drop me. It's gonna drop me. It's gonna drop me. And I was like fighting with this thought for like the whole way until I managed to like so we got to this aid station at Passo Giao, and like the volunteers didn't have the water ready. So I continued because I thought after the aid station there would be like some water um, to get, but then I found that there was not, so I had to come back, and Luca had already gotten some water, so it was
Oh,
faster than me out of the aid station,
yeah,
and he got like a 10 or 15 seconds gap, which that actually motivated me to like push harder and catch
yeah.
him.
To close the
And
gap,
then
yeah.
after that, I was able to get a gap and like go for the win. And Luca, I think I don't know, once I got a little gap, it was like it was really a mind game, I think, because it's not like he gave up, but as soon as I was able to create a gap of like 10 or 15 seconds, then like it grew very quickly, and I was able to like just go, and then I was trying to like go under 4 hours, which was
Yeah.
like my original goal for
The
this race.
the public goal, yeah.
Yeah, I shared that I was like I wanted to try to improve
Yeah.
my 2023 time, which was 4:02
Oh, true.
and like 16 seconds. And I was actually on record pace until like the very last downhill. But then I don't know, I was tired. It was warm. The trail conditions were not like the best, and
It's
I lost
smooth.
like 2
Yeah.
minutes, and I ended up like running 10 seconds lower than my time in 2023, which is crazy. Like on a 4 hour
That's crazy.
race
Yeah, yeah.
is like nothing, but that shows
Exactly.
that I'm there. So it was like I was very happy for my effort, and yeah, I didn't reach my goal, but I think the beauty is in trying, and like we should all challenge ourselves with big goals and hard things, and that's
Yeah.
the whole point.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I
that was fun.
100% agree. And I think yeah, I don't know, maybe I told you privately, but yeah, I think I found it cool that you kind of put it out there, because one thing is, I guess, like to say that you want to win, but like a different thing that we're not super used to in the trail scene is just like to stay at time because it's so hard, right? It's like there's so many factors that
It
you
is.
can really control on race day, like starting with weather, and like trail conditions also change a lot from one year to another. So imagine 2 years, like those trails can be not completely different, but they can be dramatically slower because again, different things. So super super bold, I guess, just like to put it out there, and like being so close, it's just like it tells you like you got it so much in control that it's almost crazy to think that you were again within a couple of seconds of your previous time and just like basically 2 minutes of the goal of breaking four.
Yeah, but I think
Well,
it's possible, and I hope
I was
another
gonna
like
ask,
next
yeah, yeah,
year another athlete will go and just run under 4 hours. It would be extremely cool. Like, and I know for sure there are some athletes who can do it on
yeah,
the right day. It's hard, but
yeah,
it's possible. It was also very
yeah,
cool to see a lot of like very strong runners at Labrador. Like Courtney won the
yeah,
120K race, and then Ben Demons also got
yeah,
the record
record, yeah, crazy,
from Hannes Lemberger. Yeah, that was
yeah,
a really really good performance.
yeah, which
Tony
actually
McCann
is
got the women's record in the 50K too, and that was cool.
yeah,
So
it's like again tough weekend for races to get enough media around because it's at Western States. It's also Mont Blanc Marathon weekend, so there is like these three big races happening. So yeah, I think the record of Ben Labredo like didn't got enough credit, I think, for what it was, because it sounds like a crazy
yeah,
time
it flew a little bit under the radars,
yeah,
but it was a pretty insane time, and yeah, that is a race that I'm sure I want to do at some point because
the
it's
120,
really nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's very nice. First part is through the night. You start at 11 p.m. in Cortina,
yeah,
and there's a ton of people. It's like super cool, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
and you basically run around the Trachima during the night, and then you basically run like the whole 50K course
Yeah.
in the following morning. So, and that's the most challenging part of the course.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, very
More
cool.
technical and big climbs. Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
mean, Moy, who was running, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. He always kind of mentioned that maybe Lavaredo is his favorite race of all time. And I guess I haven't been
it's a
in
big
there yet,
party.
so yeah, yeah. But I know the Dolomites as a whole, it's just like amazing, so beautiful, and like also like very has like very characteristic things on it. Like it just makes it very unique and special.
Yeah. I also had quite a few athletes running both the 50K and the
We had a ton of
120K.
yeah, we had a ton of
So that
people.
was
I
cool.
one of my athletes actually sent me a comment that he has like had a selfie with you. I don't know if at
Oh,
the
that's
start or
nice.
at the finish, but like yeah, people were stuff. Also, like people is always like sending me message for you through me. It's like, hey, say congrats to Fran and everything. So people is definitely be paying attention.
That's funny. Yeah, cool. Um,
Um, let's talk a little bit about. I think no one. I mean, no that I know of. Have done like a mini camp there in Spain, right, for Worlds. So maybe you have all the scoops there of like how this Worlds race in September is gonna be.
yeah, I think this could be interesting for some athletes and fans. It was a cool experience. Uh, Thanks to our national federation, which supported the
I,
trip.
I was gonna
Um,
ask because this is not something that you as Francesco organize, right? This is something like the Italian Federation decides to do and just
yeah,
like bring everybody together and spend a couple of
yeah, I
days
was
there.
like for a small group of athletes and like our team managers, but it was not self-funded. So
Yeah,
yeah, I was lucky to be supported by
that's
our
great.
national athletic federation,
And you
and
had
we
the
were
whole
there
team there?
for what?
You had the whole team?
No, it was just like a small group of athletes.
Oh,
It was supposed to be five of us, but then Martina Balmasoi, who was supposed to be
yeah,
there, got injured.
yeah,
She got injured even before Lavaredo, so she couldn't
yeah,
come. And then, like, eventually it was just me, Andreas Reiterer, and Luca Del Piero.
yeah,
And we were there for 3 days, and we ran the long trail course, which is 81K with 5,600 meters of vert
yeah.
in 3 days. So like very challenging. I mean, we knew it was going to be challenging because given the
The
distance,
area, yeah,
it's like there is a lot of vert, a lot of
yeah,
elevation. But I like the terrain is way more challenging than I thought. Like this race is not just steep, but it's like super technical, and it's maybe closer to a sky race, like a long sky race, than an actual
yeah.
trail race, because it's actually
I
like a
mean,
lot of scrambling, a lot of like navigation and like off trail and couloirs, and it's just crazy. I think I thought like it's really cool how different countries, different areas and communities in the world decline the concept of trail running, because for Americans it may be like a dirt road or like a trail like Western States, like fast trails and running. For this Spanish community in the Pyrenees is like super wild and super technical
yeah.
and crazy slow. So like it will be a lot of hiking. Um, and it's maybe even too technical to use poles. Like honestly,
I was that was
it's
my question.
wild.
Are you gonna bring poles?
I don't
Are you
think
gonna
so.
bring
I
poles?
was with a friend, Andreas, who is like
Yeah,
he likes to use poles, and he was
yeah. He's
saying
very good at it.
that
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's too rocky.
it's not a course for poles. Like too rocky, you don't know
Yeah,
where to put the poles, and you have
yeah,
to
yeah,
use
yeah. I
your
know.
hands a lot, and it's just too difficult. But it's like it's wild. Like the mountains, the place is amazing, and I'm sure it will be a great additions of the world champs. Yeah.
Yeah, early this week, in our coach meetings, we were talking a little bit about it, and I was surprised because then I saw the pictures First of all, it looks amazing. I did it. I mean, I think
It is.
I've seen enough pictures like just to had an idea of how it was, but like I guess at least this time of the year, July, it was way greener than what it was in
Yeah.
my mind. I thought it was way drier. And also, yeah, it's just like classic Pyrenees. It's just like so technical. You can never, take your eyes out of the trail for too long because if not, you're gonna trip. I haven't
The
run.
first section where you rest is like after 40K, and it's like maybe like 500 meters
You can
on a
open the
dirt
strides a little
road,
bit. Yeah,
and then like the next 40K until the finish is like super technical again. So it's
that
like
sounds
nothing.
accurate. Yeah, yeah, and I know like a lot. I'm not I haven't. I guess yeah, I've done enough running in the Pyrenees to know that it's just like mentally it's very tough and draining because you have to be on the whole time. I mean, for any race that you are trying to compete and go hard, you have to be on. But there are stretches that you can just like kind of chill for a bit, right? Because you can open the
Yeah,
stride, just like I don't know, stretch the legs or whatever. But like in the Pyrenees, it's like always you have to be so focused the whole time. You need to be paying attention to many things at the same time. So it's like I guess very stressful if you are not used to that type of quote unquote running. Because as you say, I'm
yeah.
sure that there will be some hiking in there. But yeah. So from what it looks like and from what you're telling me, you think this is gonna be the trickiest or the most technical course that they have done in the past worlds?
I definitely think so. Yeah, and I mean it's like it may not be my favorite type of course, and I know that it's a little bit outside my comfort zone,
Yeah, it
but I
doesn't
think
play to your
it's really
strengths.
cool. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But I think it's really cool that they've made these scores because you know, the point of the World Champs is not to design a course for me, but to give, to showcase the sport. And this is also what trail running is about, like technical courses and vert and
Yeah.
hiking and scrambling and rocks and technical terrain. So it's very cool. And I am also very excited by the challenge because I think by having this goal to do these world champs, I can finally work on my technical skills and improve on some, rocky and technical terrain,
Yeah.
which is something that I'm excited about. And like after CCC, which is a relatively easier course and more
Quote
runnable
unquote
race,
runnable. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it has a lot of vert, but the trails are smoother and it's like
Yeah.
definitely more runnable.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try something new actually a month after CCC. So
But
I
are
think
you are you
my old self would have said, "Oh, this is not a course for me," and like, um, "This is
get
stupid."
frustrated?
Like, I
Yeah.
don't like it. I'm like
Yeah.
super frustrated.
Yeah.
Now my reaction is like, okay, okay, this is the course. What can I do in 2.5 months to get ready for it?
Yeah.
And no matter what, it's gonna be like an amazing experience because the place is really cool.
Yeah.
Um, there is
Worlds is
like
also
over
like a
80
big step.
countries
Yeah.
participating in these world champs, and many like
Wow.
elite athletes, Katie Shai, Jim Walmsley, and many others already confirmed that they're gonna be
Yeah.
at this championship. So I'm super excited, honestly.
Yeah.
Even if yeah, it may not be like my best type of terrain.
Will you because I know that like, yeah, basically now you have so Sierra Sinal, then CCC, and then World. So it's like they are pretty tight, like pretty tight schedule. Would you be doing any more quote unquote technical running, or you will just like leave that for in between CCC and the Worlds?
Yeah, I mean for training, for sure. Uh, and now that I have easier access to technical terrain here in
I was gonna
Caverna,
say you have plenty of trails and mountains to now
yeah,
get better at it now where you are. Yeah.
yeah, that's a big advantage. But that was one of the reasons to come
To
frank
do a
and
preview.
check out
Yeah.
the course, so I know, like I
Yeah.
can properly prepare
Prepare
and
for
know
it.
what
Yeah.
to expect, which is extremely useful. Um, yeah, I mean, I think I put CCC and Worlds at the same level in terms of importance
Yeah.
and focus. So I will try to to get ready for both the best way I can.
And now that you have seen the course and maybe know some of the athletes that will be present there, do you have an idea of who could be the best teams out there for this type of course, like proper mountains?
Yeah, I think the French team could be very strong. They're actually running the qualification race this weekend in Val d'Isère. It should be
Oh,
a very very similar, very
similar
technical
course,
course. Yeah,
higher,
so
but
I'm
yeah,
excited to
similar terrain.
see. Yeah, I'm excited to see who what athletes will make the team.
Yeah,
And I think also definitely the Spanish team will be strong, both because
yeah,
they have the
being
home
locals.
advantage
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, they're used to that type of running and terrain. Um, it's like on paper, it's not a course that suits the Americans,
yeah,
because it's like super different from trails in California or
yeah,
Oregon
for
or
sure.
like those
Um,
kind of races. But I think we should like people have an idea that there are athletes who can only perform at like on certain type of races just because they're
yeah,
good or less good on runnable terrain or technical terrain or whatever. But I think we're seeing more and more how strong athletes can actually perform well across like a wide range of distances and types of terrain.
yeah,
And Katie Scheidt is an example. Gene Walmsley is an example. So I think, especially for the long trail course,
yeah,
the stronger runner will will still win,
yeah,
no matter what. Like, yeah, for sure, you have to be like be comfortable on technical terrain,
yeah.
but also like you improve and you're good at what you train for. So
If you
like,
put in the time, you
yeah,
like
exactly,
strong runners will be able to run well there, regardless
exactly,
of what they have done in the past. Yeah,
exactly. And an example that I can maybe mention is, Hannes Namberger is known for being really good on
Lavaredo.
technical terrain and
Yeah,
Lavaredo and UTMB and like these like very tough
yeah,
races with a lot of vert. And
yeah.
then he went to,
Canyon
canyons
got
and
third.
yeah. And then he went to Western State. And then he finished like just outside the top 10, which was
Yeah,
a pretty good result.
yeah,
But people thought like before canyons, before Western State, people never thought that he would be able to perform so well on such a different terrain that like from what we've seen him. So that proves that Hannes is strong, like we knew, and that he can like you can actually improve in what you train for,
yeah.
which is the whole point of training.
Yeah,
So yeah, this is also an encouragement for people to step outside their comfort zone and challenge themselves, because I'm sure Hannes is now a better athlete overall than he used to be 3 months ago,
yeah,
because he worked on some of his weaknesses and
yeah,
it didn't like stick to his routine and just like hard and technical races, but
yeah.
he also worked on something that he could actually improve.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, and I think the same applies to, like a lot of people tend to say like, oh no, like I only do ultras, or no, I only
Yeah,
do BKs. I think it's, especially if you're not a professional, you're not living out of the sports, like you should try other stuff. Like it doesn't mean that,
yeah,
not because you do an ultra, it means like you now only need to do ultras, or no, because if you only do ultras and you want to do a short stuff, it means that you are now like sub ultra runner. I think that's the beauty of a sport. Just like to find stuff that challenge us or like even make us feel uncomfortable, and then like see how it feels. And like at least if you after the fact that you have tried something that you are not really good at, you can decide like, no, maybe I didn't have a good experience, and so that's okay. Like it's also good to move on and just like not to cross stuff from the list, but like say because you actually did something like, hey, I already tried this and I don't like it, right? But like saying that you're not gonna do something because you don't like it without you having actually done it
Yeah.
feels like, you should give it a try, right?
Give it a
And I
try. And also be patient. Like you may not see immediate results or like immediate improvements, but that's not a good reason not to insist.
yeah
And like you have to give it some time and actually put in the work, because I think a lot of people have the expectations that, as soon as you try something new, you're gonna be good right away. But the reality is that it takes a lot of work, it takes adjustments, and it takes failure, uh, and just time to improve and perform in different things, but like everything in life,
yeah
honestly.
I
So it's very
100% agree.
important to be patient, and this applies to every area of training.
Yeah, I agree. um I have to run now, but I have two shout outs, or one shout out and one question. One, Francois Hen destroyed Nolan's 14 FKT
Yeah,
a few days ago. That
I was
was
following it.
very. I think I've always followed Nolan's 14 because I've been there and I've done a few of the picks. So for me, it's
Really
very mind
cool.
blowing. Like not that long ago, this was like a 40 plus type of effort. Then I
Yeah,
think last year
he
or
did
like a year and a half
33.
ago, I think he did 35 and the record was 39. So it's crazy how that thing has been going down hard like every summer now. Yeah, I'm just like crazy curious to see, if ever like Killian would do it and maybe that thing would go like down 30. That route is so beautiful and like it's the most, I
It's
guess,
above Leadville,
pure.
right?
It starts
Around
close to
Leadville.
Leadville. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you can depend on where you do what direction, right? You can either kind of start close to Leadville or finish there. I don't remember which one did Francois, but it's just like such an aesthetic line.
Yeah.
It's just like pure. I'm just gonna start here, tag 14ers, which is 4,000 meter peaks, and then go down again. So
Yeah,
yeah,
link all the
just shout out
peaks.
to.
It's
I
very
also
logic.
very logic, just like again, very beautiful, very
Logical.
remote. It's like off trail, logical.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just like also very excited to see now him at UTMB
Yeah.
later in the summer because I feel like he must be in pretty good shape if he was able to do this. Yeah,
Definitely.
my last question.
I
Who do
think
you think is gonna?
just one thing. I think Killian mentioned that he
He wants to do
wants
something in
like
the
he
US,
wants to do
right?
something in the U.S. So
Yeah,
maybe that's Nolan's 14. I'm
yeah.
not sure what he has in mind, but I
I would love
think
him
he
to
really
come
enjoyed
back
the
to
Western
Western
State
State.
experience, and he
Yeah,
wants to do something else.
yeah. But
And
I
maybe
would
that's
love
an
him to go
FKT.
back. Yeah, I guess that opens like another whole can of worms. But yeah. And my last thing, so only because I have to run now. Who do you think is gonna win the tour? Oh, I think I lost you there for a minute. Did you hear me?
Sorry, I lost you for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I ask you, who do
I
you
didn't
think is
hear your
gonna win the
question. Sorry.
tour? Who do you think is gonna win the tour?
Oh, the Tour de France.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, Pogacar definitely seems
unbeatable.
like one step beyond everyone else. Uh, I'm excited that Mathieu van der Poel has the yellow jersey, uh,
Yeah,
by just 1 second actually. And I
yeah,
was also very excited by Ben Healy yesterday.
that
I
was
really
amazing.
love Ben
Yeah,
Healy. Yeah,
yeah. It's
he
such
did
a
such
lovely.
a strong breakaway, and
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. It's like is pretty crazy, and I guess like a lot of riders in EF are a little bit eccentric, Lachlan Morton and Ben Healy and these kind of guys and Vert.run and
yeah.
yeah, I just really like this team, and I mean, Pogacar is a machine, and I was actually talking to someone who knows him personally, and he was mentioning that he was already like super strong when his training and his nutrition and rest and everything was not optimized at all, because it was
Yeah,
like not random, but like it was
yeah.
like pretty chill and like not
Normal. Yeah,
super,
yeah,
yeah, normal. Now
yeah.
he's like hyper focused and like he's
Dial
still
in.
having a lot of fun, but he's very dialed in, and
Yeah,
like he's working on every possible marginal gain. So
yeah,
it makes sense that he actually improved from where he used to be, which was already like a super high level, and now he's like basically like redefining what's possible in cycling and pushing like
yeah,
crazy watts and numbers. So
yeah,
I think it's hard to not to pick him as as the number one favorite for the tour, but it's always fun to follow.
yeah. I agree. I agree. Um, all right, friend. I need to jump off to another call now.
Cool. Thanks for your time, and yeah, see you very soon.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
Bye, Max.